Okay, with these identities, you're going to take the sum and difference identities and expand, and then potentially use the Pythagorean identities to simplify them down if needed. So our first one, we're going to break theta into, or 2 theta into theta plus theta. Expand using sum and difference. Now, although they're in a different order, you can combine these together in your next step because they're being multiplied. So we're going to make that 2 sine theta cosine theta. If you wanted to show another step where you reverse that, you can, but you don't need to. That's the minimum steps you would need. Second one, same idea. The difference here, instead of combining those together, you're getting cosine squared minus sine squared. There are going to be 2 other versions of this identity, which you'll see the proofs on the back. You'll have to restart from the beginning where we're at right now. And then we're going to use some other identities to change that around a little bit. So I'm actually going to skip over number 10 and go right to 11 and 12 because those are similar to what we just did. So we're at the same point in both of these. The only difference is we're going to switch over with Pythagorean identities in different ways. So the cosine squared for the first one, we're going to change into 1 minus sine squared. And then you're just combining. And then for the second one, you can change over the sine squared to 1 minus cosine squared. That's going to be one more step because you have to distribute the negative. Just realize if you're doing these ones again in the future that you have to make sure you start right from the beginning and not from the cosine squared minus sine squared step. We have one more to do, which is the tangent identity. Just like we did with the cosine and the sine, we're going to expand using the tangent's sum and difference identity. The next step you can do, you're simplifying, you can combine on the top and multiply on the denominator. So that concludes the proofs of the identities that we know from our identity sheet. These will surface again on the test and will be ones that you will know in advance how to do.